Pick a card, message 1, 2, or 3. What do you need to know right now? What is it that you need to know right now that the universe wants you to experience, that the universe wants you to feel within yourself, that the universe wants you to use as inspiration to move forward? What do you need to know right now? Message number 1. You may be, message number 1, more blessed than you may realize. You are more blessed than you may realize. The Ten of Pentacles talks about you being surrounded by wealth, by family, by comfort, by stability, by feeling like everything's going to be okay. They're standing in front of their castle with their whole family together, surrounded by money. Now, whether you have a biological family or you have a spiritual family is really irrelevant. It's just talking about those that are around you that are loyal and faithful to you. And this dog symbolizes faithfulness and being faithful to those who are there for you, and learning to accept that there are people around you who have your best interest at heart. Not everybody is out to get you. Some people really do care about you. Some people really do want to support you, but you also have to give that support back. It's not because it's an obligation, it's because that's what love is. Love to some degree is an exchange. Now, the only type of unconditional love we usually experience is with pets or with children, particularly with children, and if people know how to treat their pets correctly with pets. But any form of romantic love that we experience is usually based on conditions. Now, even in an unconditional love, you can give, but at some degree, if you really do love somebody, you want to give back if they've given to you. So this talks about appreciating those around you who have been there for you, who have been there for you from the beginning, your ride or dies, right? The people who always have your back, who are always there for you. And more often than not, these are family members, or they are friends that you have made into family members, or they could be your children, or maybe your siblings or something like that. It's talking about these people who are always there for you. And you have to remember also to be there for them, because somebody may need your support. Message number 2, what do you need to know? Message number 2, it seems like you're going through a tough time. The 8 of Swords talks about these challenging times where we feel helpless to get out of difficult situations in our lives. And what are these situations really at the end of the day? Are these situations our own creation, or are they brought upon us by no fault of our own? Well, sometimes it's one or the other, and sometimes it's both. It's not up to you to discern which one it is necessarily. It's up to you to say, regardless if this was brought upon by somebody else or brought upon by me, I do have some degree of power over, 1, trying to find a solution to get out of this situation, or 2, trying to find a way to establish a meaning for the situation so I can move past it, so I can live beyond it, and so that it can transform me instead of make me feel helpless. A famous person who talked about this was actually one of my favorite psychotherapists, besides, as I mention a lot on my channel, Carl Jung. There was another psychotherapist who wrote the book, The Man's Search for Meaning. And when I had gotten my other degree, before I decided to go back to more advanced classes, the name of this man, whose book I read, was one of the first books I read independently outside of school. And Viktor Frankl said in this book that the reason why people are unhappy in life really has nothing to do with always the circumstances that happen. It has to do with their reaction to the circumstances. And the 8 of Swords says there is a way out of your circumstances if you could only just see that it's partially your reaction to it that's holding you back. Now, it's not to blame you, like if you're attacked by somebody or somebody steals from you or something like that. It's not to say that that's your fault, but it is to say that going forward, your reactions to such situations is what makes or breaks your emotional health, is what makes or breaks your ability to move beyond it and use it for the future. And there is a way out of this feeling of helplessness. There is a way out. Maybe you need to explore this with a professional. Maybe there's something that you can some conclusion you can come to on your own, but this is saying there's a way out. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. You are not trapped here in this helplessness. Helplessness is a figment of your own thinking, a figment, I don't want to say of your imagination, but it's a pattern of your own thinking that can be changed. Patterns sometimes are hard to break, but they can be broken. The sword is right in front of her on her way out of being tied up with these ropes in the card. The sword is her way out if she could only figure out how to cut the ropes that are attaching her to this situation where she is helpless. But she can't see it, not because there isn't a way out, but because her thinking has her feeling like there is no way out. There is a way out. You just need to self-reflect on the answer and what direction that is, or how you will find your way out of the situation. Message number 3. Message number 3, what do you need to know right now? What you need to know right now, message number 3, is that a positive change is on the horizon. The number 5 is a very important number if we're talking about numerology or spiritual aspects of numbers like that, because number 5 signifies change. And the year 2021 actually adds up to the number 5. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals the number 5. That is numerology, when we break a number down into a single digit number. And the number 5 signifies tumultuous changes, positive changes, changes that may seem scary at first, but are ultimately for the greater good of all. These changes are about to occur to you right now, or they have been occurring this year universally in the year 2021. How are you going to use these changes for the betterment of you, for the betterment of others, and for soul growth and personality growth and growth throughout your life in different aspects? Growth of the ego, growth of the soul, and overall growth, which means not changing who you are, but using who you were in the past and combining it with who you become in the future and the present. Because we are all evolving, but there's a part of us that always stays the same. And it is understanding this paradox with change that we can truly live a fulfilled life. It's understanding that it's okay to not like something anymore. It's okay to reject something that you once used to think was so great. But at the same time, understanding that there's a part of yourself from when you were a little kid that will never change. And those two paradoxes, those two sides of yourself, is what creates a whole. And it's when we embrace change in our lives and others' lives that we can truly grow. But then understanding that we can stay true to ourselves at the same time. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like your own counseling or life coaching session, go to naomitarot.com. I do work on the call line right now that I do independent contracting for, but I have a lot of extra time as well to do my private channel life coaching and counseling, as well as astrology charts, you know, spirit channeling, and tarot reading. But, you know, if you just want to talk or you need some advice, I can do that as well. All of that's offered on naomitarot.com, and you can email me at naomitarot1199@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. And this one last message for everybody who is watching is take a chance. You're being asked to take a chance. The Page of Rods or Wands is very enthusiastic and has that zest for life still. And maybe that's something that you can capture back still. Not all is lost. Bitterness does not have to claim you forever. There's always a chance for a new day and a new approach to life. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.